Well, hello there, podcasterinos. How you doing? You're all very welcome to episode 61 of Buckshot. Apologies if it sounds a bit on the fucking echoey side. It's just we're in a very bare room at the minute. We're after moving into a new house and stuff is still in boxes. So, you know that feel. I don't have to describe it to you too much. But yes, we did finally get a new house. So I won't be fucking whinging and pissing and moaning about that anymore. Not until we get fucked out of this one. Anyway, for anybody first-time listeners, you're all very, very welcome. This is Tom O'Mahony, your host / bloke that talks in your ear holes for every Friday. Like that, it's a fun thing to do. It's a Friday. You excited for the weekend? I am. I can't wait. The sun might come back out again. It's kind of lightly pissing rain this morning, but it's all right. It's all right. I have faith it's coming back. This is it for anybody's first time listening. Hit subscribe, and if by the end of it you don't like it, unsubscribe. It's fairly simplistic. You can follow me on all platforms, Tom O'Mahony Comedy. I'm on the old Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. That'll find it. Chatty Snaps is Tom Bear O'Mahony, but like that. I'm not really using, I'll be honest with you, I'm not getting massive benefit out of the old Chatty Snaps. I'm not, I'll be honest. I prefer the old Instagram more. It's kind of more crack, you know what I mean? It seems to be more people are on it. And it seems, I get the vibe like that you're actually interacting with people. And I suppose for other people who use it for messaging purposes, excuse me, as I'd nearly eat my own tongue. They use it for messaging services, don't they? I don't. I just throw stuff up on it. And I'll be honest with you, it's the option of being a unicorn. That's probably, or being a cat or a squirrel or something. That probably gets me more excited than actually anything else. It's probably why I still hang on to Snapchat. I like that. If you do like the show, if you're fans of the show, if you're a weekly fan of the show, and you haven't checked out Patreon yet, we're on Patreon. Patreon, if you haven't heard of it, essentially what it is it's a platform to kind of get art forms paid for that you enjoy, that you think are worth it. So like that $2 a month, I'm building up a repertoire of more accessible stuff. Now that we've gotten the house, I can actually get down to the videos that I've recorded and stuff like that, and get to editing and everything else, and just putting up stuff that'll be exclusive for patrons of Patreon. And it's essentially just to fucking get new gear. I want to get fancier gear, not for the sake of having fancier gear, because as anybody who kind of half knows me knows that I don't give a fuck about fancy gear, just better gear, so it'll actually be just better in your ear holes and better camera work, so we can actually, because a couple of nice festivals and stuff coming up over the summer, I'd like to get some video as well on it, chatting to some comedians and things, so it should be, you know what I mean, it'd be great to have it. So like that, $2, I think it's dollars it comes in, yeah, well, I'm nearly sure it is dollars. Schling is now $2 there towards the old the fund, and basically I'll stick all your names on the side of the new recording gear. But Patreon, I'll put in the description, is Patreon, so it's patreon.com/Tom O'Mahony Buckshot. Again, I'll put the description in the podcast or in the bottom of it. Anyway, how was your week? Was it good? Was it? I hope it was. My week was good now, in fairness, but we've been moving into a new house, so I'm trying to keep the stress levels down, because this isn't our first fucking rodeo. We've done this before, but it's a nice house. It's in the countryside, not far from the city. It's in the city. Sorry, this is very early in the morning. I'm doing this too, so I'm just actually rubbing my eyes while trying to speak, because I need to get this out. We've no fucking internet here. Well, practically no internet. I mean, we're 14 miles from Dublin city centre, and maybe it's more, but we have almost no reception. It's kind of class in one way, but the old internet, we need to get it in. Need to get in the old internet, because it's not even winging it with the old mobile, whatchamacallit, the hotspot thing with your phone, because Jesus Christ almighty, it's just not here. It's just not here. So I'm going to have to tip into a cafe like a pure fucking hipster and upload this, so I'm getting it done very early, so I can head on in, because I have the world of shopping to do today before I go. At least I'm not gigging away. Like, I'm in Dublin gigging tonight anyway, at the very least. So yeah, it's actually quite liberating not having, like, fuck all in the way of the internet. It's quite exciting. Last weekend I was in the Laughter Lounge Thursday through till Saturday night, and thank you all very much, people who sent messages and whatnot, said they enjoyed themselves. I'm delighted you did. It was a great 3 days. It was, Thursday and Friday were fucking glorious. It was just glorious. Like, audience were on point. I remember at one stage, John Cleary was hosting Friday the podcast. I was standing in the back just waiting for him to call me on stage, and he was doing a bit about just different. I won't give away the joke because it's a very good joke, but different nationalities and how they react to a certain scenario. And there was a mention of how Dutch people were describing it, that they were typically over 1.7 kilometer or 7 meters tall. And it was just about their height and whatever. And if you hear that's the dog in the background, in case you're wondering what the fuck is going on, she's losing her head now because she wants to be stuck in this. She wants to be stuck in it. So, and she don't eat the fucking microphone. So, but yeah, you could tell the audience started cracking up laughing at this point where he was describing the Dutch person talking about their height. And you're like, oh yeah, that's good. That's a good sign, because the audience are quite smart. They're on it fast enough that they realise, oh yeah, he's talking about the fact that the Dutch people are the tallest people in the world on average. And from then on, it was like Saturday night was good, but it was a couple of just kind of. I think people were a bit burnt out from the day. It was a hot fucking day. People have been drinking since early. Leinster had won. The Liverpool were playing in the Champions League final, Europe. I won't ever profess to be a soccer guru of any sort, but I'm doing it a disservice. It was a class night, but the other 2 nights were fucking off the chain. Like, you couldn't put a foot wrong. Like, what the dangerous thing is that you'd end up going way over your time because you were enjoying so much fun. Like, because I was actually properly enjoying myself, so it was a good one. Oh Lord, yeah, I won't keep you any longer. I have a lawnmower coming on Saturday, tomorrow, I think. So fuck me, you want to see the size of the lawn on this thing? There's a fucking paddock. It's 2 horses I could do with inside the fucking thing, but you gotta keep it tidy. Mother of God, that'll be something. Never mind your gym. You won't need it when you're cutting fucking 2 acres of fucking push lawns. So yeah. Tonight, I won't keep you any longer. Tonight, I'm going to be in Chaplin's Comedy Club. Tonight and tomorrow night, I'll be the headline. So pop on down. I'm not sure who else is on the bill. I'll be honest with you. I would normally know, but this week it's just been bananas, and I've no real internet. I know because I had it in the diary that I'm going to be there. Some other fun gigs coming up that I'll be telling you about in the future. I must update the old website as well. Also, yeah, as of today, when I get some internet in that cafe, what's the protocol? I never really have used laptops in cafes. I don't normally have internet at home or whatever. I suppose I just ask them for the Wi-Fi. I know the lads, they're Little Frida's is the name of the cafe, and it's actually just banging fucking coffee, in fairness, and the lads are sound out. So yeah, I just ask them for the Wi-Fi and just work away. Today's guest, I was prompted today's guest by Luke Keeler. His name is Charles Dunne. He's, in fairness, he said, no, you're going to want to talk to this fella. He's so into it. Podcasting is going to suit this guy. Like, I was like, okay, cool. And when I started looking it up, I was like, geez, he has clean living and meal prep. You know what I mean? This is his business. He preps for athletes and all the rest of it. And I was like, yeah. I'd have an interest in food because I've been back, lads. I've been back. I finally got my barbecue back out of storage. I've been barbecuing. Like, I nearly barbecued porridge this morning. Oh my good Jesus Christ, I'm so excited. But yeah, I was excited. I knew he was passionate enough about things, but this was fantastic. He really is an inspirational bloke, how he explains the story of where it came from, the place he was in at the time, and actually how we crossed paths, and I didn't even fucking know it. He was in Damo and Ivor in a couple of times, and just how he believes in it. It would seem his goal is get people healthy first and pay him. You know, he's not money driven by this goal. It would seem to be he's health driven by this goal. A fun lad to chat to, very insightful, and actually quite inspirational, I have to say. So please, for now, enjoy the fantastic Charlo Dunne. I fired up with you because we were about to start chit-chatting, and you were on Demo and Ivor as well then. What was it?
So I was, before I got into doing this fully, I was unemployed for a couple of years.
Yeah, like the rest of us.
And it was just something I was looking into. My son done a bit of stuff on Love Hate through the boxing club, just extra work, that's all it was. And I was chatting to, you know, Lavinia.
Yeah, backstage, casting,
and she was like, I was like, how'd you get into all this? And she was like, oh, just look, put your CV up online, well, like your CV, your headshot, stuff and all. So I done a bit of stuff on various things. I done Love Hate and a couple of other things, but I got a call for Demo and Ivor, and we done there was an auction. You know, so the girl...
It was in the hotel.
The Ditzy one. She's auction. It was something... It was to fund...
Foxtrot.
Stages. To put posters where the animals were.
Yeah.
But I was there and I met yourself and
Andy.
And Andy and that, That was in a previous life.
Deadly.
Yeah.
That's gas. Yeah. Jesus, small world,
It's
isn't
a tiny world. I swear, because in that acting world, it's really, really small.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Anybody now that's done that in the last 4 years, I had met or done something with.
But sure, even I was looking at your Instagram, because obviously I was put onto you by Luke Keeler.
Yeah.
But I said, because you retweeted the podcast, and I said, follow you. I went down through it. Sure, there was Spike's big old head in the middle. Spike was our first proper guest on there.
Oh, was he?
He's a good mate. I'm meeting him next Saturday down in Cork. He's 100%, and he's a mad bastard. He's
a 1,000,000%.
But
I don't know whether you've seen the other lad, Keane McCann. Do you know him?
I don't know him, but I know who you're talking about.
He's from Offaly, and I had done a little film with him. Again, I was trying to get into it at the time.
Yeah.
And just before that, I went into this, and he's flying now. He's editing and he's acting, and he's just literally on the cusp of getting a good few roles now, and really kind of
brilliant.
Hopefully, you know, because he's a good lad. He's a really good lad, you know. But I'm doing a thing with him at the moment. Actually, I'm looking after him with food for like 12 weeks.
Right.
He's a big lad.
Yeah.
Like he can hold it. He's a big kind of rugby looking lad.
Yeah.
But if you looked at it and you say, right, you got a certain weight, and he was more than that, and I was like, right, you need to cut that out, because he actually put a bit of weight on for a couple of roles.
Yeah.
And then he was struggling to get rid of it. So after the 12 weeks, you'll see I have him on a strict regime, and he's training and he's doing his own training, but the field is the main thing.
Of course it is, yeah.
He'll do 12 weeks now, and you'll see a huge difference.
Do you know what? You just have to ping in something. I have to get you in contact with a buddy of mine. He has a very successful podcast called Those Conspiracy Guys. Gordon Rochford.
Don't get me started.
But you'd love it. But it's not just that, but just actually meet up with him anyway, because he's trying to get he works like a freak on his podcast, his 5-hour podcasts and stuff. They're all bleeding in depth. So he's PTing now at the minute, trying to get the weight off, because he's actually taking the show to America, and he's making 12 documentaries based on the conspiracy show. It's fun too, because he's a comedian, but it's very detailed. But he's trying to get the weight off.
Well, there's a huge conspiracy theory in the whole food business.
There you go, yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, because I know he has a food one coming up soon enough, so I need to tie you up with him. But he wants to get
Gordon Rochford.
Gordon Rochford, yeah.
See, I'm only new to all this podcasting thing as well. You know,
this is it. Like, really, Irish people are,
and the radio's gone so absolutely.
Nobody's fucking listening to it. Anybody who listens to this, they message me. They don't listen to the radio anymore. The podcast people. I don't listen to the radio.
It's just, what do you call that word? Is that they're just all the same, and it's just desperate.
It's the same shit you're listening to, and then
I've been listening to DFM for like the good to 15 years.
Yeah,
since it was a serious topical program, and now, man, it's just a magazine.
Yeah, that's all they are.
And it's the bits that you have their place, but not at 9 o'clock in the morning when there's big news out there, and you've comedians and all, and that's not to take away from the lads.
But even I had a weekly thing, bi-weekly, I suppose, really, like on 2FM in the mornings.
Yeah.
And it went great. It actually built up to the point it was once a month, then bi-weekly, then weekly. And then they went, yeah, Tom, we have to, we can't do it anymore, because they've just stood down and said we need more money in, so we're going to have to play more fucking ads, play more music. And it was like, I wasn't overly upset because it was only like a 15-minute bit on a Monday.
Yeah.
But
it gives you less of a platform then.
Totally, but if the national broadcaster is going, listen, even we're sure, half my mates are in radio that have done this, and they've all said it kind of going, radio's gone to shit.
They must be just taking their earphones off and they're playing the
music. Yeah. I've sat in on a few of the magazine ones, and it's just, I swear to God, in a 2-hour show, there's actually about 5-6 minutes of dialogue. The rest is all. Hey, welcome back to.
That's it, because I was only listening to Today FM the other day, and I'm convinced as a producer that they've moved from FM 104 on 90 FM to there, because they had a thing on last week that was like it was a 20. They were giving away 20 grand for something,
right?
And I was like, it's all about the money. It's all about the Today FM 20 grand giveaway, and it's like, who is doing this? Who is coming up with this absolute bullshit? Like, it's just a magazine. Isn't it?
Really,
it's gone desperate.
And the great thing about the podcast is you can shoot
just topical stuff, isn't it? It's everyday stuff, and you can. And from guys that have a couple of hundred followers to guys that have 100,000 followers, they can be as interesting.
That's it. Well, really Gordon's is clear in what it is. Mine is because I personally am not rigidly stuck to anything, so that's why I have everybody on. You know what I mean? Gordon's would be, if you love conspiracies and you like a bit of crack, that's the one to listen to. And there's nothing is off the table. I mean nothing. He doesn't edit any of his stuff he says, just only in case, because he gets a lot of solicitors' letters.
So is he big? Is he kicking off like?
Man, he's on a level. He's in the top 33 in the world.
I must have a look. So
or in America. Sorry, or
of
88 in America.
Is he?
He's inside. Yeah, he's number 88 in America. Jesus. Most of his listeners would be. Now, I mean, there's other Irish podcasts. Man, you will lose your mind if you love him. Now, there's ones where it's a bit rough to listen to because they go into. He did a whole episode on Jimmy Savile, and it's rough. It's rough. But then there's obviously 9/11. There's Big Pharma. There's all the other ones that you really want to get into, the Mormons and all these ones. That sounds good, but it's just a great platform. And my listeners are the sort of people who just drive into work, couldn't be arsed with the fucking radio, or they're sitting in work. You know what I mean? Maybe everybody from pulling petrol to fucking people who are just a solicitor in an office who's just going through another day.
That's where it is, isn't it? It is. It really is.
How did Jim Trition come about? Because you're after bringing in these. This is the one. These cups. I actually saw these and I was showing it to my wife. I said, "Jesus Christ, they look delicious."
Well, they're granola pots.
You were making them on Instagram, didn't you? You put up a video of them. Yeah.
Now, my best seller would be the overnight oats. Now,
what are overnight oats?
Basically,
do you soak them?
That's what they're soaked overnight.
Right.
That's it. I mean, the recipe calls for your oats and something to make them wet, basically. You know, you can use milk or cream or water or whatever. I use Greek yogurt, and my overnight oats are the best. Are my biggest seller. They're just a new thing I've come on. There's a bit more. You have to roast them oats.
I know. They're toasty taste.
Add nuts and have I just got a product in last week actually. Peruvian cacao. 100% organic.
Man, you'll be buzzing off that stuff.
Cacao, proper stuff, because that's what the whole thing is all about. It's just about real food, you know. How I started was, so I'm training since I'm, active, since I'm a kid, football, boxing, all this kind of stuff. I kind of got into the gym about 19, 20, and I kind of find it hard to put on lean muscle, long, and I was skinny. I was being told when I was a kid, but I kind of have a broad enough stature to an extent, but I wasn't carrying much, so I was trying to bulk up type of thing. Yeah, and I could do that kind of after a couple of years, but then the stomach and all was just wasn't working. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't getting the kind of the physique I was looking for. So it went on for a couple of years, for a good few years. I'm under the impression that kind of if you weren't born with a six pack, you weren't going to get one type of thing. Yeah, and this is what you're led to believe, that it's all genetics is a huge part and everything, but this is what you're led to believe, that that's it. So got to a stage where I tried the kind of low fat, boil your chicken, boil your rice bullshit. Yeah, I tried it a few times. I tried it a few times. Got maybe 10 days into it, and just couldn't do it anymore. Really couldn't do it. So got to say about 4 years ago, I was getting myself there and there. I'd always been known as a person that would be kind of eating healthy, wouldn't eat that, wouldn't eat McDonald's, wouldn't eat this, wouldn't eat that. But I was very uneducated in regards of. I was still having bread and having a roll with fucking egg mayonnaise and stuff in it. Right, because I was getting the protein into me. That was the be all and end all of it. So now a lot of people will be still in that mindset that it's not McDonald's, but it's as bad because it's based at a molecular level, whatever. It's same process. It's still a macronutrient. It's still a carbohydrate you're eating. Whether it's on a burger or on a roll, it's still the same thing. It's still processed wheat. You know what I mean? So we are doing a 12-week. Thing in the gym after Christmas, the usual. Yeah, get rid, so I had researched it, and I'd come across just an alternative way of eating, not holistic or anything, just a different way of eating, because it just wasn't working. You know? I was never getting the results I thought I deserved.
But I was smart enough for you to do that.
I was training hard. I mean, I was killing myself training. Right. And the idea was, if you weren't getting the stomach you wanted and stuff, you just trained harder and harder and harder. But put little or no thought process into the field. Just thinking, right, well, I'm 100 kilos. I need 200 grams of protein a day. Not thinking about carbs or fats at all. Yeah, they just didn't exist.
Okay,
you know what I mean? And so like, you're like, well, why is this not happening? Do you know what I mean? And plus, you'd have ups and downs in the day where you'd have a big meal, you'd be like kind of sitting there, for half an hour, kind of,
right?
Stuff. And then you'd have something, you'd be buzzing for a half an hour,
crash.
That kind of stuff. So I came across I started researching it. I came across a program called Serial Killers.
Oh, yes, yeah.
The guy's name is, I can't think of his second name, Donald something. That's bad of me not to have a second name on me, but so he's a triple jump artist when he was a kid. His uncle and his father played for County Down, I think.
Right,
Top guy heads the whole life, won all Ireland's all this carry on. But they came to 60, and one of them had a heart attack and one of them had a stroke or something like that, right? So
actually,
they had been eating that way. No, and they had kept the so-called healthy eating. That was the food pyramid of 4 to 6 starchy carbs a day, low fat, reasonable amount of proteins and very, this kind of low sugars, this type of thing. But they were like, how has this happened? So he was like, he had an accident when he was a kid, and he was given a wrong diagnosis by a doctor, and his career was fucked. Now, but he's a big guy, he's like myself, kind of really athletic looking. Yeah. He would have been in kind of good nick, but he said, I'm not going down the route of this now in 20 years time that I'm going to have a stroke or be pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetes or whatever.
Yeah.
So he started looking, and he came across a whole underground thing of eating really high fat, really nearly zero carb, only carbs you get from like real foods like broccoli and stuff.
Yes,
not processed.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even say really high protein, but kind of medium to kind of low protein even.
What would be that then?
It's a ketogenic diet. It's a ketogenic diet. Now,
it's
a big trend word now, and you don't have to put a name on it to an extent, because the basis of it is that it's non-processed food.
Yes.
That's real food. It's not vegan or it's not this carry on. It's just you eat foods that are non-processed, and that's eating out your cooking oils and stuff.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even your sugar, your salt and your pepper and all. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Like, so the very, very basic ingredients of what you eat should be all non-processed. Do you know what I mean? Like, or as limited. Should be as close to the real thing as possible. Like an apple.
Yeah.
Not apple juice that's been fucking heated up and 1,000 times and transported across the world. Like, this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So he had done the program. He'd done 12 weeks on it, where he went on a 60, 70, 80% fat. About 20% proteins. And that was it. That's his food, like, and the rest, and all the and about 5-10% carbs. They come from broccoli and stuff, green, real food. And so he loses 7 kilos, puts on 3 kilos of muscle, and he's never felt better.
Jesus.
So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, I'm giving this a go.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So we're getting into we're doing the 12-week thing. Me and the 10 lads that's in the gym, plus another 30 or 40 that are in and around the circle, like, do you know what I mean? So I'm going in, and all of a sudden I didn't even start on the real heavy shit start. I was having 1 carb a day, and rather than I was at the meeting a couple of nutritionists, and rather than having it in the morning before I trained, I had it after I trained.
Okay.
So the idea was that you use the carb as a replenishment source rather than as an energy source. So the thought.
So what becomes your energy source then?
Your fats, your stored fats. Yeah. So if you can keep it to a very low amount, say about 40 grams of pure carbs a day, right? Yeah. So the idea is that you go in the morning, you have your porridge, you go training, you're burning off the porridge you just eaten, right? Yeah. So you get in the morning, you have your eggs instead, right? Healthy fats, healthy proteins. You go and you train, you work off that, and you work off your stored fats in your body. But when you finish your training, you have the carbs in then, and then the glycogen levels lift, it hits your muscles, brings you all out. So you're using it as a replenishment source rather than as an energy source. Right. And for the rest of the day, then it's just meat and veg, basically, healthy fats, nuts, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going in 3 weeks' time, and all of a sudden the abs are coming out, the obliques, the lot, and the lads are looking and saying, "What's going on with you?" Yeah, yeah. None. What's going on? So I said, look, I'm just sticking to the field. I basically had like 3 or 4 things I was eating every single day. So it was eggs, the carb, and it was salad after. I was at the training with a bit of couscous, something like that, something simple like that, which is a quick release carb. I was still walking, you know what I mean? And then just meat and veg for the day. And I was kind of sticking to that. So I stuck to that for like literally the first 3 or 4 weeks, which is what basically 28 days. And I never really even improved on my physique for the next 6 or 7 weeks because I got to a stage very, very quickly, and it just held out then.
So it agreed with your body immediately.
Yeah, exactly, because like I never went in, well, hang on a second, I took my weight in regards to my proteins. So you double your proteins. So if you, whatever many kilos you are, you have that double in grams of protein per day. So if you're 100 kilos of weight, if you weigh 100 kilos, you have 200 grams of protein a day. It's a very basic.
Okay,
it's a build muscle, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I just kind of stuck to that. So I wasn't even watching like to my new gram of what I needed to do. That's where you go bodybuilding, a physique building. You say, I'll mess around with it. But that was where the whole thing came from. So the lads look at me saying, "You're right, Charlotte. You're going boxing tonight, Tommy. You know you are. You're doing extra training sessions. You're doing this shit." And I said, "I'm not. This is what you're doing. I said, I'm just eating." So one of the lads said, "Well, you do the food for us then."
Right.
And so I says, "Well, wait, I win the competition." So the competition came and went. I won the competition, and I think I'd gotten down. I was out 13-10, 13-11 from being 14-8. No, I was in good condition at 14-8.
Yeah.
So, but I hadn't been that way since I was about 6-7 years previous. But I had maintained the muscle.
Yeah.
And I had like the kind of physique I was
You just
after.
need to show it.
And that's it. And when I got to that level, then I could just live then in a way of maintenance. So like every second or third week I probably have a little bit of rice or a bit of this and that, but I wouldn't eat a staple carb. And that's the way I've eaten for the last 4.5 years really. So it's it is a ketogenic diet to an extent. I don't like throwing a name on it because if you put that up on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, you have all the naysayers, right? And they're just on you like, and it's like, where's the science to prove this? Where's it? And you're like, well, hang on a second. I've had this conversation with a lot of people now, and they're like, we agree with what you're saying, to keep the non-processed and have all the healthy foods as close to source as possible, but like you can do this on a low fat, like traditional kind of way. What they're trying to say, and I said, well, look around, just look at the general population. You're working off data that was released in the 60s or 70s
when people had a bit of fucking mileage put up in the day, like.
Not even that. I mean, it is. Of course, it's got to do with like how active you are and all stuff, but like the data that was disagreeing the conspiracy theory, the data that was brought in the 60s and 70s was they cherry picked.
They did a course.
They cherry picked results they got from different countries, from 7 countries out of a total of I don't know how many countries done it. If Guy Fieri's done it, and big business come in, Kellogg's and all that, and says, right, okay, so all these people that are eating high fat diets are have heart disease, but they weren't taking into effect that they had high processed carbs as well. And then the countries that had really, really high fat intakes, like kind of the Mediterranean diet to an extent, with the olives and all that kind of carry on, they just disregarded them and says, well, they're living to 99, but we just pretend that they don't.
Yeah.
So that's where this is where it all came from. So if I put up something on social media saying like hashtag keto or something, you get people saying, what are you, where's this? And I'm saying, again, I just go back and say, look around you.
Oh, Jesus.
We went from a stage where I'm 36 now. What are you?
36.
Right. So you look back when we were kids. There was probably, I'm not being funny, rude saying this, there was one fat kid in my class.
There was only one. There was
always the one.
There were 700 people in our school, and I swear to God, there was
always
3 fat people.
There was always the big kid that was overweight. Right, and that probably could have been glandular or whatever, you know what I mean? In that time,
this fucker loves snack boxes.
Well, that's it. He was probably.
He just loves snack boxes.
No, and that's probably it. But now, I mean, I have an 18-year-old and I have a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
And the transition. So I'm 26. He's 18. He's half my age. And I'm a 7-year-old. So the transition from me to seeing the 18-year-olds kids, where there was probably 3 or 4, to seeing the 7-year-olds now, where the whole schoolyard, and they're trying to tell you that like, no, it's not to do with it's not to do with what we're telling you. It's the fact that people are overeating, and it's like they probably are overeating to an extent, but if you're overeating junk, because if I see a kid that's overeating on apples and lean protein and stuff. You're like, but where's, you know what I mean? Where's the differentiation?
Yeah, the kid could be eating all the green fish he wants.
And it's funny, do you know what? You can use this as an example. So my oldest uncle is 18, and I was extremely strict on him.
Yeah.
Right? Now, he's big boned to an extent. I'm not saying, like, but he was a kid, he was big. He's just big, do you know what I mean? So the difference between him and the younger uncle is, the younger uncle is a lot like me. He was thin, the same physique, real thin, real long, this kind of thing. The other young fella would have been very tall as well, just would have been a bit blockier, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was so strict on his diet as a kid, and the first checkup he went for dental, he'd six rotten teeth. And I says to the dentist, I don't give him sugar. And she goes, yeah, I hear that all the time. And she nearly kind of pawned me. I was only about I was like, so 25, 26. She was thinking I was a young fella, filling up full of coke and all. And I says, I swear to God, I says, I don't give him anything, like. And she goes, well, walk me through his diet. So I'm saying, right, well, he gets up in the morning, he has a cereal, then he gets 2 yogurts going to school, he has a yacht when he comes home. She says, there you go.
Full of sugar.
The yogurts, all the full of sugar.
Stop.
Now, I would be less strict on the other young fella. I'd let him have the odd sweet and two here and there. I went to get him a checkup last week, and he'd no teeth, no bad teeth. Because I'm so more educated on the hidden sugars now.
Right, so it's almost, it's second nature now.
We could have been, at the time,
you just wouldn't be in the house.
I'm a chef since I'm 16, so I'd always cook from scratch. But, the odd time you throw a ball in out of a jar years ago, not now I wouldn't do, but out of a jar full of sugar. I would have worked in a lot of Asian restaurants. I'd be in that kind of style.
Yeah.
So I'd be
from the ground up.
Yeah, but if you look at any Chinese sauces you get, anywhere packaged, the first ingredient is sugar and vinegar. That's it. That's the base of all the sugar. And then they just add in the bit of seasoning. So I would have been a lot into doing all that stir fries at home and all. Do you know what I mean? And that's where all the sugars was coming from with the first kid. And now it's just real clean. It's just olive oil, lemons, limes, that kind of stuff. Really, really fresh.
So it's just not in the house.
It's just not in the house. There's no such thing as bread in my house. There's no such thing as any of that shit in my house. And that's just it. Do you know what I mean? Like I think there's a them big glass thing full of pasta. That's like 6-year-old now. I just wouldn't have pasta. I just I put up a post a couple of years ago actually on this saying 2008 maybe pasta is healthy. 2010 pasta is a cheat meal. 2012 I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole. It's processed carb. Do you know what I mean? And that's it. Like it's just a processed wheat. It's basically when they're grinding like the wheat and stuff. It's the bits that's floating around in the air. The shit that's left over. Do you know what I mean? And they're making it into a dough and just fucking. And that's it, you know what I mean? Giving it out. But in regards to the gym nutrition, so again, back to what I said, the lad said to me, can you do the food for us? So I just cottoned on to the idea straight away. So I trialled it from the house first. I had about 5 or 6 lads on it just for the 4-6 weeks, see how it went. They were offline then straight away, and I made the Facebook page and just boom, just literally.
And you'd been
I'd been chefing.
Yeah, you'd been chefing. Yeah, right.
Do you know what I mean? And I had worked in kind of Italian, Irish, Asian, Chinese, all the different places all over.
Yeah.
Like most chefs do. They and I've worked in production kitchens and also I was really trained up on how to just mass produce it, but mass produce good food. Do you know what I mean? My sister had a cafe before, and she had some contacts with regard to packaging and stuff.
Brilliant.
These cups and stuff. Simple.
That stuff is daunting. That's daunting stuff.
Really,
like, you know what I mean?
So I just again done about 6 weeks with lads. And then just done the Facebook page, got a little premises just to do basically a production kitchen. And then I just started from there. And that was it then. I was up to like 50, 60 customers, and I just couldn't kind of get higher than that because I didn't want to get too big that I couldn't kind of keep...
The product dilutes then, doesn't it? Yeah.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? And then so last year, I'm about 15 months now, I have the cafe now running as well. Like it just gave me a different dimension to it. Just gave me footfall and gave me kind of a bit more awareness that people can pass by in the street and see it and come in and say even the coffees and stuff and all that's all it's all genuine stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and where do you source the foods then? Because I'd imagine a fella like you'd be fairly meticulous on where all.
I wouldn't be into kind of if you can buy organic, fair enough.
Yeah,
but sometimes it's not what it says in the tin to an extent.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? And that's fair enough. Like if you can, I mean, look, you're trying to run a business at the end of the day. I'm not saying you buy shit, but you don't have to go organic. You can just buy the best, the freshest stuff you can buy.
Yeah.
So I get me stuff sent up from the market every morning. Do you know what I mean? All my veg and all.
Can't go too far.
I just get it sent every day. There's no point in getting it for 3 and 4 days in a row. It comes in, you prep it, and you do it. That's it. Do you know
I suppose we're at a bit of an advantage here in Ireland. I suppose the Americans and even Britain to a certain extent, because they just got to eat whatever.
They're feeding their
cattle
sugar. There's one in America there that they were feeding their fucking their cows M&Ms.
Stop.
Skittles.
A fucking cow.
You know when you have them roads that go for 20 miles,
yeah.
50 miles, 100 miles,
yeah.
and they had a Skittles fucking truck that turned over and fell and had busted all over the street. Not all of it, like what you'd imagine a big dust road in the middle of enough farmland.
Montana.
That was Ireland.
Yeah.
And when the man come along and he says, "What are you doing with Skittles in the middle of the thing?" And they were all broken bits of Skittles originally. And he says, it fattens up the cows quicker. And he says, what do you mean? He says, we feed them to the cattle. Like. So they don't know buckets, loads of Skittles. And the man says, why would you feed them that? And he says, it fattens them quicker than wheat does.
Oh
but
my
the question
good
was
shit.
the question was never asked.
Cattle aren't even supposed to be eating wheat, let
That
alone.
was never even asked. The question was never even asked. Why are you feeding them wheat? Why are they not out in grass? You've got like a place as big as Europe, like basically, like just open it and like it's just machines, factory machines. We, as you say, we're an advantage because we have one of the best systems in the world.
I'll be biased. The old man has been in the beef industry
Has
forever.
he? Yeah.
For as long as, and like that. I mean, he would, because he's visited places around the world, like on behalf of government or whatever. Like, but his mind was blown now. But he'd still be critical of Ireland in certain ways.
But I mean, the cattle it's only taken in because of bad weather.
And all they're eating is silage indoors anyway, which is cut grass. Yes, it does have acidities in it and all the rest. But for the most part, I mean, like we'll just have to move into Enniskerry, and it was just chatting with the fella. He'd calves that were maybe about 12, 13, 14 months old, and they were coming up, and I was fucking hell. And I looked in, I said, "Is that clover growing in there?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Wait, you see the colour of the meat that comes out of these lads."
Lovely, yeah.
Clover is just it's nature's way of
from the ground, exactly.
It's stunning if you can get clover fed cattle. Yeah. Oh my god.
And are they Hereford?
Hereford cattle. Yeah.
Because now the guy I work with now, the butcher I work with, he's just a normal butcher.
Yeah.
In regards of, he's a real butcher. It's not this.
You can't find real
It's
butchers.
not this three sirloins from Poland for a tenner.
Fuck off.
This bullshit. This. He's one of the only butchers I see that you still see the guy pulling up aside and bringing in the cows on the shoulder. Do you know what I mean? It's Darren Lee from Drimna. And
where is he? He's in Drimna.
He's in Drimna, yeah. So
I must tip down to him because
just that
I can't find a butcher.
No, this
like I've been living. No, your man, the lads in Ennis butchers aren't too bad, but they know how to fucking charge. I'll go down. I will purposely fill the car down at home because there's a butcher at home. I actually grew up with him, and he's renting the premises now of the previous butcher.
Good.
And they still to this day, you'll pull up, and I'm not codding you. You'll see a cattle box being reversed down.
That's it. Yeah.
And your man he might have a couple of lambs in it, and the killing is done 20 feet away from where it's served over the counter.
That's good.
I
mean, like, look,
and he's like you.
It's the way it's supposed to be.
He's like you in that he said, "Look, I'm fighting the big fellas here."
Yeah.
So he says, "All I can do." I says, "What's the story?" Because he calls it artisan butchers.
Yeah.
And I says, "Well, he says, it is artisan."
You can't call it normal butchers because
he says, "I got to do something different." He says because, and he says, "I pride." He says, "The one thing I have," he says, "nothing." In this premises is within 5 miles of here.
Yeah.
And he says everything is outdoor raised, including the chickens. And you know the chicken, there's a bit of weight to it, like.
Yeah, and they're not like, I mean, what's this bullshit with corn-fed chicken?
Fuck's
Why are they feeding the fucking
bulking them up, like?
It's just ridiculous, do you know what I mean? But this guy, anyway, Darren, I'll give him a plug because he's a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of mine.
So what's the name of the butchers?
Darren Lee. Lee's Butchers, but I mean, he's in Drimna, but I mean, I started off as a customer, obviously.
Yeah.
And then when I started this, he was like...
I'm scoffing this like crazy, so you keep talking. This is absolutely delicious.
Yeah, he was like... I give you a hand, and I was like, I don't think I can afford you, Darren. He was like, what do you mean? So I gave him what I wanted, and he gave me a price list. I mean, it's cheaper than everywhere else. Like, I mean, I can get like Irish pork loins off him, and they're probably 40-50 cents per kilo extra. So if I get a 5 kilo,
you can get Irish ones because typically they're Danish.
Not that Spanish shit. No.
Spanish shit.
No. So if I get a 4 kilo pork loin off him, I have to pay an extra €2.
Stop.
I mean, who on earth would turn their nose to that? I would say, oh no, we get the Spanish stuff in because it's absolute shit. Do you know what I mean? That's just the pork. Everything else, well, I use them. I get everything from it basically.
Yeah,
and that's it. Well, you see him 2-3 times a week, and he just comes down, and that's it. And you just know where you stand. There's never any messing around. There's never any. Oh, I'm trying this out. I'm going to try because he went through a hard time when the bus came. I mean, he was on the verge of closing.
Of course he was.
He says to me, you know what? He said, I'm thinking of going down the 3 strip lines for a tenner. He was talking out loud. He wasn't, but I said, Darren, don't. I said, it'll turn for you. And slowly but surely, it's just turning back from now. Do you know what I mean? And people know. Like,
I think people are starting to get a small bit aware. They're going. Never mind this shit. Because you go to butchers now, and they have butcher written on over the door,
and it's just a meat supplier.
That's all it is. And they put some stir fry shite on it and going, get your dinners for the week for 20 quid, and you're going, fuck it. No. Yeah. I have a bit more respect for myself than that.
Not even that. Then as well, you have the whole. The Slim and Roll menu and the Slim and Roll packaging, 99% meat, no fat whatsoever. You know what I mean? And you're like, yeah, fine. If like you actually have any education or anything, and you're not just thrown out. Because I mean, everything that you'll ever know or hear from being a child about healthy is low fat.
Oh yeah.
Now, do you forget to tell you that's all high sugar? Do you know what I mean? It's basically the high sugar oil now. Do you know what I mean? And that's the first thing I say to people. People, I get texts of people saying, "Oh, your meals look lovely. Are they okay for Slimming World?" And I'd be like, "I'm not even going to insult the person by getting cheeky back and say, listen, if by Slimming World meals you mean that they're fresh, there's non-processed crap in them, and they're actual food, well then maybe they are. But if it's going to be like counted by sins and shit." And I'm like,
oh fuck.
Do you know what I mean? Because you're looking at a thing where I've never even went into the whole research of that, because I know it's bullshit. And I know some people can go in and they can be, say, 16, 17 stone and lose 3 or 4 stone in like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
But the fact is that they're heavily overweight in the first place.
Yeah.
And by even cutting out like the Coke and the chocolate a day, you're going to take your, you're going to take your weight down in anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But the thing, my irk with all this is that it's not driven by health. There's nothing driven by health. That's that, like my whole thing. At first and foremost, before body shape, body image, any of that stuff, it's all driven by health. It's to hold on to as much lean muscle as you can, and not be going on like a bodybuilder. I mean, muscle mass is so important. The older you get, you know what I mean, to hold on.
Of course it is.
And get rid of all that kind of visceral fat, all that kind of shit out of your body. Do you know what I mean? But it's all driven by health. I mean, you have these people that are trying to tell you to have fakeaways and all this bullshit.
Fuck off.
And
I heard that shit.
No, but you're like, right, so they're like, get your chicken and put all your flour on it, what you normally do in any way, like in all your other bullshit food, and throw on a pack of a branded like spice mix that has MSG, all these E numbers, ground up flour, so you're putting on more processed carbohydrates, and then like you're just on a calorie controlled diet basically. But if you're going to lose 2 or 3 stone or whatever it may be, and just be a skinnier, unhealthy version of yourself, what is the point?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and people are saying, yeah, but you lose 3 pounds in a week and all. I'm like, yeah, but you're not like. So I'm not going to say who it is, but so they go on it. You lose 12 pounds in the first week.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, great. You know that like maybe 6 pounds of that is water. Because you've just cut down your food. You've cut down probably 2 portions of carbs a day, which is something that I would, you know what I mean, I would promote that, like, okay. And then and I'm saying, but you've probably lost 3 pounds of muscle there and maybe 3 pounds of fat.
Yeah.
Right? Just say, right, in the first week. Probably be more water in fairness now. But over this, so they do the 2-3 weeks and they're like, and all of a sudden they're great. And then they stop because they're allowed their treats and they're allowed their this and that and all. And then they've got that little dress size that they needed. So it's always it's a yo-yo thing, quick fixing. So, but then they never bring you back to say that they put 6 pounds on the fork. No. And then they put another 6 pounds on. But because they're not training, so they've lost the lean muscle mass they've lost over that 3 or 4 weeks is not going to be put back on. Yeah. Because they've gone back to eating the way they were eating in the first place. That got them overweight and unhealthy. Yeah. And so they've actually, more than likely, they've lost muscle mass and put on more fat. And they're in a worse position when they started. So I'm trying to say this to people for a long, long time. And they're like, you know, and it's only when you have a conversation with someone like this, like face to face, and you're trying to say, Jesus, you know, I'm thinking like, and they think back then, well, I was 15 stone, I lost 1, put it back on, lost 1, and now I'm 16 2 years later. Yeah. And then you're actually in the worst place. And
that's exactly it. You need to be sitting down face to face and give them the cold light of day. Because if they're listening to this in a group in some hotel on a Saturday morning, they're half awake. You want spouting the shit. It's safety's in numbers.
Give us your fiver.
Yeah, give us your fiver. Do you know and then you go back and you read the pamphlet and you go, I'll stick to that. And there's no it's drilled in it's not.
But again, it's not based on health. It's not driven by health whatsoever, and it's not driven by a long term goal. Even though they'll say it is. Do you know what I mean? Oh, we be in the club that lost this and done that.
Yeah.
But and it's, I can imagine it can kind of be good for some people because you're in a group of people and all. But if you really want to push on, I mean, you've got to educate yourself on food. You really have to. Do you know what I mean? And it's not. You can't go to anything that's recommended by the government at all because it's all bullshit. They're all getting backhanders off.
Of course,
It's McDonald's and Kellogg's and Snickers.
Of course, the sugar companies,
Monsanto and all these people.
Okay, you need to listen to Conspiracy Guys. Oh my God, you're gonna fucking
because this is it. I mean, it's where it's all been coming from. I mean, if some bloke. Maybe in Ireland, in America, wherever, and in America, it's just say. I mean, they've got so. To me, this kind of ketogenic diet, right?
Yeah.
the whole thing, it kind of started with a few people, Professor Tim Noakes and all. This is where it's all kind of coming from South Africa, okay?
Right.
So they're talking about like the food pyramid, this kind of stuff, do you know what I mean? And so if they have a guy in America who's where they used to be beef barns, they're now wheat barns, do you know what I mean?
Jeez,
and they're not even using the wheat that was used in the 60s and 70s. They're using a thing called elk wheat that grows at 3 foot, about a foot and a half high, and you get 4 harvests a year off it, basically.
Of course, it doesn't need the long shaft. Yeah.
Right. So they're wrecking the soil because they're not getting the perennial fucking roots and shit in to actually uphold it. Do you know what I mean? So, but if they have a place as big as Ireland, in Montana or wherever the shit it is, and a big dirty greenhouse, so that, you know what I mean, they're just growing and growing and growing. So if they have that, and then 20 years already had that full of cows, like proper grass-fed cows, and off the cows who are getting X amount of money a year, and off this they're getting 10 times more, what are they going to do? They're going to go with the wheat. So then when you have people knock on the power, and they can slip backhanders to people to say, right, okay, well, that's not organic, and this is this, and that's that, and all of a sudden then, and that they've pushed their best to get kind of eggs and stuff off the breakfast table, to get like Kellogg's and fucking Pop-Tarts and bread, and just that's processed. And it's much sugar. I mean, the sugar industry is 10 times worse because it's the cheapest thing to produce in the planet, and it's the most highest profit. So they're trying to just push processed foods onto your table. It's starting with your breakfast and throughout the day. Do you know what I mean? Like that.
And they're succeeding too.
They're succeeding.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, it's desperate. Like, I mean, I play golf with a guy, and he was just having a little chat like this last week. And I was we had finishing playing golf. We were having something, and I was getting a salad with a bit of meat. And he says to me, "Is that all you'll have now? Like, you're not going to have any bread or any rice or any potatoes?" And I was like, no, I'm fine. And he goes, how will that do it? I said, "I'll probably eat this again in 2 or 3 hours." Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I mightn't, you know what I mean? Depends how, like, the kind of fat, like, I'd have an awful lot of nuts and stuff each day because the kind of, the high fat stuff, they satiate you more anyway. They're more nutritionally dense.
Oh,
so they last longer, do you know what I mean? But he says, "I'm doing good down myself. I have the bread out of the house now and I'm listening to what you're saying." I said, what are you having breakfast?" He says, "I'll have me cereal." I said, "Wrong.
May as well eat a fucking loaf of bread."
What do you mean? He says, "Well, what do you have with?" He says, "I have that in my orange juice." He says, "That's why you're talking about 20 grams of sugar straight away." He goes, no, it's the good special cake. It's the one that has the little berries in it.
Stop.
It's the one with the little berries in it. And I'm like, that's even worse again. You know?
It's the sweetest thing ever, that shit.
And when you stop, you actually cut sugar out. I mean, give it 4 days, and you'll probably be scratching your bleeding ankles trying to get rid of the you know what I mean? It's like a whole turkey type of thing.
Oh, it is,
If you go past 5, 6, 7 days, you'll come out of it.
That's all it is. It's about a week.
It is.
The sugar salt shit needs to get out of your... I find it takes a week anyway.
It really is. Like, I mean, when you're... Even for your mentality, like, when you're eating the way... Like, even just cut the processed foods out. Do you know what I mean? Even that. Your mentality, like, for me, like, I'm like this all day. I'm just straight all day. There's no ups and downs. There's no having a big meal and then kind of conking out for half an hour, 45 minutes.
But I find I'm quite susceptible mentally because I use my brain more most these days. And mentally, I'm like whatever. I'm probably a thick bastard, but I mean, I'm far sharper.
You're aware.
Far sharper,
exactly.
And you pick up. I actually give more of a shit about things. You know what I mean?
You pick up on the minute things.
Yeah.
Like, to say, I've had ideas over the years to start this business and do that business, and you'd be like, I'll do it. I will do it.
Yeah.
When I've done this with the food and all that, I found like that when I put my mind to actually making it a business, it just clicked.
Yeah.
And I was just driven. Everything else was just, you know, obviously I have a family and stuff. They're the most important things. But all the other little bullshit stuff like football and going playing golf and all that kind of stuff was like, no, hang on. And this is just tunnel vision, focus on this. And that's what as much as what drove the whole thing as the actual idea of it as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
what's your take on intermittent fasting then? This is something else that seems to be kind of coming up. Like fighter George St. Pierre was talking about it, and it seemed to work for him. He says, "I'm not advocating." He says, but he says he suffered badly from a colonic infection and also inflammation of his knees from years of fighting. And he says, but he says it's putting it back on track. He says, for me, he says, my genetic type, he says, seems to work well. He doesn't eat now till 2 in the day.
Doesn't eat till 2. Well, I mean, like, again, you're putting names on things of ways. You know, I haven't really looked too much into it.
No, I'm sure what he does eat too is good stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, a lot of it is down to inflammation in your body while you're eating stuff and all this kind of celiac disease, all this stuff. It's just inflaming all things that shouldn't be inflamed and all. You know? So if he's not eating till 2 o'clock, he's probably getting up in the morning, training maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
So he's training with fasting, and he's banging off the body fat straight away then because he's not even eating, so he's hitting the body fat store straight away.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's not putting that in his body that can inflame his knees or stuff.
And
he's probably on some great, real food, and he's probably on some good supplements in regard to fish oils and stuff and all that as well. So he's probably put it down. I'm not saying it's not intermittent fasting. He's probably put it down to intermittent fasting, but the whole lifestyle.
Yeah, of course.
Because, how old is George St. Pierre?
He's 36 now as well, yeah.
Yeah, so he's probably thought...
Or it's close to it anyway.
He's probably a genetic freak in regards of, like Conor McGregor or something, that he can go out and play golf and he'd be deadly. This kind of...
those bastards.
He's an athletic. He's an athlete. He's an athlete, right? So you can get through your 20s and early 30s, like a lot of footballers.
Yeah.
No problem. You know what I mean? Never injured, always flying, and then it starts to catch up. So, so they put it down to a certain thing then, but he's probably changed his whole lifestyle.
Yeah.
He's probably cut out alcohol, it's probably because he wasn't able to recover the way he could years ago. That kind of stuff, do you know what I mean? In regards of, I haven't researched too much of it. I would be more an advocate of just kind of eating throughout the day. Treat your food as fuel. I'm not saying shit and that stuff doesn't taste good. It has to taste good, of course, but you're fueling your body. Do you know what I mean? So, without throwing out the slogans, you wouldn't put shitty petrol into a good car.
It's a valid point,
you know what I mean? And it's kind of the old one to say, but it does work very well, you know what I mean? You think about it, if you're going to put, even for mental health and all this kind of stuff, look at the country. Look at the country,
Totally. I'm absolutely... No, I'm no scientist like my two sisters are, but even speaking with my sister yesterday, and she'd be health, she's a fitness freak, but she's a doctor in neuropharmacology, so a lot of stuff would be gut health directed, and at the moment they've pretty much proven that depression can be derived from gut health.
Okay.
Now there is genetic.
There's an awful lot in the gut. I know that.
There's genetic, obviously, and then there's environmental, but thereafter. It's a big statement to make, and they're pretty much there going, if you're and it's down to what you're eating, you know what I mean?
It is. If you push shit into your body, you're gonna feel shit.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that. It's all well and good thinking. I go for me Happy Meal or fucking McDonald's.
There is no happiness in a Happy Meal.
I don't even want to say McDonald's because I don't want to just label them. But with any of these, even the curries and all.
Oh my god!
Oh, you get a curry.
Oh my god!
And half an hour later, you're like, oh my god.
I had one about 6 weeks ago, and I hadn't eaten any Chinese in probably it must be close to a year, because I just can't.
No.
The older I'm getting,
salt and all that,
the more and we live out the country, and all our stuff, there's almost no packaging left anymore.
Yeah,
it's purely from raw. You know what I mean? Everything is from... Because both of us like to cook.
Exactly, yeah.
Like cooking outside and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And I need that shit because I'm a lunatic, and I need to be in the outdoors by myself. But I swear to fuck, I wasn't right for 2 days after.
No.
I was absolutely banjaxed.
It's the MSG and all that. And people talk about high salt and all this kind of stuff and all. You need salt. You die of salt deprivation.
Of course, yeah.
But you do not need the processed
shit. The processed shit, the table salt as they call it. Would you use rock salt then, or sea salt?
100% natural sea salt. Do you know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be the pink Himalayan one that they're getting.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that. If you think that it's giving a certain flavour,
you don't roll it off your elbow like that freaking fucking turkey. What's his name? Salt.
Or smoke me salt in it. Look, that's all stuff But it's just I just in the shop. See, people look at me and they say, you think you're a saint and shit and all. And I'm like, look, I'm not. Of course I eat the odd bit of stuff every now and again. And if I'm going to do a 6 or 12 week thing where I'm like, that's it, it's just tunnel vision, I'll do it. But I can get myself into a state then where I can have a little bit of something every now and again. But that's, for me, some of my mates, my life would be the total opposite. So they would eat 90% shite and 10% good.
But see, it's priorities too.
And if I eat 90% good and 10% shite, it is a drop in the ocean. Do you know what I mean? To an extent.
Yeah.
You will feel shit for maybe a half a day after. If I had a bit of bread now, the gluten would be turning in my stomach.
Yeah.
It would be like there's a baker in my stomach pulling the bread. It just doesn't happen.
It's a weird one. I suppose it's people's priorities too, and it's going back to the Weight Watcher stuff and all that kind of thing. If you really fucking want it, you'll put the foot in your own neck.
A lot of people don't want to know.
They say they want to know.
No.
But now I suppose the upsetting side is they're probably walking around continuously in the case of slightly like the world is pushing down on them because you're in depression mode, and it's a lot of it is if you could just only show them for 2 days, go look how class you're going to feel eating this stuff.
I find that like I don't know whether I'm not promoting myself right, but like I got married last year, so I opened a shop and got married in the same year.
Good on you.
Okay, yeah. So a lot of it, I wouldn't say it was 50-50, but a lot of me. In fairness, my wife is an organizer, so she kind of organised it. I just told her.
Same as that. We got married last year. It had nothing to do with
I told her, said, "How are you?" And that was it. I picked a song. And that was
it.
You know what I mean? So when the turn of the year came, I just felt I had all this free time in my headspace.
Yeah.
So I really got onto Twitter. I got on. That's where I kind of bumped into Spike, even though I was a huge fan of his for years.
Yeah.
But that's where I bumped into Spike. I just tweeted him one day, and that's how that came about. But I got onto Instagram an awful lot more, where that's where it all is in regards to peer. That's where it is in regards to peer-to-peer sharing.
Yeah.
If you put a picture on Facebook, it's fine. If someone puts a picture on Facebook, it's fine. If a girl puts up, especially with females, if a girl comes to my shop and puts up a photograph of an overnight oat or a bit of chili or whatever, you'll get 10 girls the next day. It's really peer-to-peer. The Instagram is. But this, so I started doing the vlogging on the YouTube. And talking about it. So I'm doing like, I tried to keep it to 3 or 4 minutes, but if too much to say, do you know what I mean? So it's bombing into 8, 9, 10 minutes. But I'm just like, I tried to do it in. So the first thing was the macronutrients. So I broke down the proteins, the carbs, the fats. Yeah. And then I went into I've done a couple of cooking demonstrations as well. Mm-hmm. And then just a general talk on healthy food, healthy that kind of stuff. I'm where to get it and what, you know what I mean? But I don't know whether I'm promoting it wrong or what. But it didn't take off the way I thought it was going to take off. I done one. The first cooking demonstration I done was a scrambled egg. Right. And I knew that was going to take off. I had like 25,000 viewers or something like that. I knew it was going to take off because everyone needs scrambled egg. Everyone loves to know a little, not gimmicky way, but a little quick way, an easy way. Because you want to get them right every time. Yeah. You don't want to just get them right once and then say, they were lovely yesterday, but I'm not great now. You know what I mean? But I started and all that. But I just find like I put out a press release to like kind of every media outlet. Yeah. And all the magazines, because I have a friend that's a journalist, all the major stuff, and I just met a blank space. Yeah, welcome to the world of. And I was like, am I getting pushed back because not politics as such? No, is it because I'm not Amy Hoover and I haven't got a profile, a celebrity profile to an extent. But you're also at a disadvantage because you're asking for the goodness of people, and you're almost asking for people to use their intelligence out of their brain. Yeah. Trust me. Yeah. You won't. You will eventually. Yeah. But it will be the long road, like. Yeah. And I found this, like, and it is very specific what you're doing. But the thing is, you're asking almost what's unpopular. You're going, come on, get up to fuck. Yeah. And it's hard. This, like. And it is hard. It's I mean, like if you were just pumping out a silly, like, watch me stuff my face with, people would go, I'll go out and smoke a fag and watch this fella for 35 seconds. Yeah. That's what it is. It is all less than a minute. It's all that kind of stuff. It is, and the problem, like, and that's where you probably need to be banging out. Here's the killer. You need to be banging out to explode. You need to be banging out one a day. Yeah, well, it's the killer. You just haven't got the time. Do you know what I mean? Of course you don't, because you're actually running a business. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's not that you're talking about it. You're not like sticking a pan. You know what I mean? You'll get to a point where you know what I mean. You might be able to do 6 and schedule them. Yeah. So you'll probably because for you especially social media is so important. It really is. Because it is. My wife, that's what she works in, and she'll finish work on Friday. But she will have scheduled posts that are coming out Saturday, Sunday and Monday. Yeah. And then Tuesday, Wednesday are done live, essentially. Yeah, and she's putting out videos, basically promoting these things and that. Yeah. But you just have to make a schedule at the beginning. And this is just one small part of her job, but it's just a schedule Monday morning. Right, what are we doing? Yeah. Okay. The two Johnnies, 2 mates of mine, the 2 lads, they're 2 online comedians, and they have they bang out music all the time. They're hugely popular. The lads make sure they have at least, now whether it's just going, heading in to get a bottle of water, if that's all it is, it's in their story, and they're doing that 10 times a day. And it's for the people who are scratching their hole, basically smoking a fag at work, and that's who, you know what I mean? It's unfortunate. Like, now I find that what I'll do now is like, I know myself because my young fella is in school, the 7-year-old is still in school, so I'll know the midterm breaks and the this and the that.
Yeah.
And the Easter holidays and just the normal days, and I'll be like, I'll put up a post saying, you're struggling this week to cook, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, like, my stuff is as affordable as anywhere. Like,
Maybe get the young fella in it.
Do you know what I mean?
Have him stand at the counter with you.
No, so what I'll do is I'll just say, like, all the mammies out there now, we know it's Wednesday, you're out, she's our eyes. Swimming was on today, or football, or camogie, or Gaelic. Come down, get your, even I do daily meals and stuff and all. We get 3 or 4 meals for like 14 quid and all. Like, it's just ridiculous, like the price I'm giving and stuff for. Let's be honest, that's not even blowing me on trumpet. Like, it's all real food, as I say. But the next day, then I'll see them coming through the door. I know, because
that's a direct
correlation. Do you know what I mean? Like that and all. So I know how important it is, but I just find that if I'm putting my stuff to kind of the independent or whatever and all, it doesn't fit the narrative that they're selling. No.
Plus, you're just one dude.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It doesn't fit the narrative of the healthy, low-fat pasta shit.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
It's like fat. No.
You're not Nestle. You know what I mean? You're not. No, you know what I mean? You're having a hope like that.
No, that's it. Like, but fat is fat is not your friend type of thing. Like,
of course,
and that's it. Like, I was actually going to tweet out Mr. Oliver there a few weeks ago, and it just says
he's some bullshit merchant, like, isn't
he? He's like, you're talking about a guy who's going around.
I got into a row with a fellow over him one time.
I mean, he went to look, he goes to Mexico, okay?
Pats himself on the back.
Paid for by Channel 4.
Yeah.
Right, or BBC, I'm not too sure who was working.
Doesn't matter.
Who paid for that?
Channel 4, I think, have him, I think.
Yeah, but who paid for that? You know, the MP for fucking whatever. His friend owns sugar company in England or some shit. So he goes over to Mexico, and it's cheaper in Mexico to buy Coke than it is water. Yeah. So they're advertising really locally in regards of that. If you're in Crumlin or Drimna or whatever, they'll have a person, like, and I'm talking about like little small little towns.
Yeah.
They'll have a person from that town on a billboard drinking kind of Coke and all. So they just get Coke for it. That's a water, that's a supply. So he's like, oh, we have to put a ban on sugar here, and and all, and it's not even based on education or shit. But like, he's like, oh, they've done a great job over the year now. They're down 6% on Coke, on like sugary drinks. Yeah. Like, that's probably just affected the most poorest people in the country. Yeah. They can't actually get water now. Like, even they can't even get Coke. Like, because the water's like, so. Why not put the funds and the education to getting clean water to people, rather than just like saying, no, we're going to tax the sugary stuff here. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And then they've brought it over here now, and I'm like, I done one of the vlogs on the sugar tax, and I was like, but you've got
that's not
Jamie
the problem.
Oliver, you've got Jamie Oliver who's obviously researching and being told all this information about sugar, but he's obviously come across the processed carbs thing as well. But yet he's making that's his business. His business is bread and pasta.
Of course it is. But so, I mean, that's the thing is, in Mexico, fucking Coke isn't the problem. No. Coca-Cola isn't the problem. No. You need to go way deeper than that, like, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But that won't give him a 1 hour show where he can pat himself on the back, like,
exactly.
You know.
And
so
I mean, like, you're looking and you're saying I know you've come across the processed carbs as trouble, but you've never once mentioned it. You've never once mentioned it. You've never meant, and you're like, what is going on here? It's like. Exactly, just a big hand in the back then, patting yourself, like. And then even for one stupid thing, which was like, I'm going to impose my own sugar tax on Coca-Cola, on fizzy drinks in my restaurants. So when you go into him, if it costs you £1, it costs you 12.
If he feels that fucking strongly about him, don't have him.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, this was the argument, and then he says, no, but you have to have choice. So I was like, right, well, hang on a second. Why not just like hook up with a water bottle company, okay?
Yeah.
Only sell water in your restaurants that has Jamie Oliver's bottle and water and company on it, and put the fucking process back into education.
Yeah.
Or to treat type 2 diabetes or whatever.
Have you tried game meats?
Yeah, I went up to Dublin Mountains one day with my missus' cousin, and we shot. Well, I didn't shoot the deer, but
he shot it.
Buckshot McGrath shot it from about half a mile away, and we brought it home. Beautiful. And Jesus Christ. We brought it home and done the whole process straight away, and I lived on it for real. There was a bit of venison, we lived on it for real 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable. I've tried a couple of the boards over the years. Nowhere I worked was into all of it.
Yeah, of course.
So,
yeah.
But there was a place around the corner here, up around by just offset William Street, up the top end, going towards the shopping centre it was an old-fashioned butcher, so they used to have all woodcock and shit and pheasants and all. Yeah, I think he's gone now.
The only place, like, I mean, I go shooting myself. Come September, like, I just fill the freezer.
Yeah.
And I still have venison left.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The nicest thing I done was I actually went to the butcher, Darren Lee again. He done it for me, prepped it all up, said, right, this is your haunch, this is your this is your that. And the nicest thing I done out of everything was I done like an old-fashioned stew with juniper berries, right? Yeah. No powdered shit. And this was even before I done this. Is 8 years ago. No powdered shit. Red wine, juniper berries, thyme, the venison, amazing. And had it on a base of onions and a bit of root veg. And I had my own father and I had her father, and the two of them were like two transported back in time to when they were like 6. And you're like, Jay,
it's unreal, isn't it?
It's
unreal.
It's unbelievable. It is a shame that it's not more accessible. But
it should. But see, there's no for wild game. There's no money to be made. Like,
that's it. Like, but I mean, yeah. Even like I was with the butcher the other day, and a guy came into me. He's allergic to everything.
Right.
I don't know how. I don't know how he's allergic to chicken. I just think I think it's just lazy doctrine, and it's just been misdiagnosed.
Okay.
He's just allergic to everything, and that's it. So you can't eat eggs, can't eat chicken, can't eat anything. Like, he says, can you put a bit of lamb on the menu for me? So I said, right. So I tried to keep me.
He can eat lamb, but he can't eat chicken.
So I tried to keep me meats at a price, per kilo. That's not really work. But the lamb worked out double the price.
Of course it did. It's fucking lamb.
I said, look, I'll do it once, and I'll put it on, kind of thing. So I had it on Monday, like, do you know what I mean? But
what did you do with it? Did you make a stew or?
I made an Indian curry.
Beautiful.
And like you're talking about the beef. I don't know about this time of year now. The beef takes a couple of hours to cook out. Do you know what I mean? I get like the stewing beef. Not that I don't mean stewing beef, but like the cheaper cuts.
Yeah.
It cooks longer. There's more flavour in it. It's more succulent. Do you know what I mean? There's more fatty marble through it. It gives out the flavour. But this took like half the time. Like, do you know what I mean? Like it's absolutely beautiful. But I said to him, can you get it for any cheaper than that? Like, and he says, you just can't do it. He says they're not even. The lamb at the moment, they're not even catering for oil anymore. They're catering for fans and stuff. The whole thing is just gone.
But that's the problem. It was what we were talking about, was that the quality of our stuff, restaurateurs on the continent know it.
Of course.
And
look at Richard Corrigan, and he's bringing over van loads of Irish beef. That's why I said you heard it from Prime. I only heard him speak in July. He's bringing van loads of it over and selling it in the top of
that's the number one isn't Ireland at all out of the place in Tip. It's the continent. Even they're sent to Saudi Arabia.
I don't know how. I mean,
because
you can end up in a situation where you're in a country that I'm not sure what the figures are, but it's something like the amount of beef we produce. We can feed something like 50 million people.
Oh yeah.
Some kind of crazy number.
Well, a third of our coffers are produced by agriculture in this country.
And you're in a situation again, going back to the butchers, where you can see a guy pulling up in a van and carrying out black or brown cardboard boxes of meat from Poland, where they have no grass. They have no grass to feed the fucking cows. They're obviously being fed shit. So it's cheaper for them to import meat from a country that's not known for their meat. And this is nothing in Poland. But
it's just not known.
They're not known for their meat. And it's cheaper for them to import from like halfway across the world to stick in a butcher's in Crumlin. And you're like, an hour drive away, like you have like all this
the best in the world,
the best, and it like that's why I was harping on about the vlog one day as well. I mean, like I've sick to death got listening. I used to watch a lot of cooking shows on the English TV, and I just don't have time anymore. I like to watch it, but it was always, we've got the best stuff in the world in England. Nothing like it. I've never heard an Irish chef on TV say this is the best thing in the world, and we have so much of it. The Oyster Bay. The oysters from Galway Bay. All the whole industry they have on that side of the thing for
go down to West Cork. Find me a better place in the world for food than West Cork.
But even for the kelp and the seaweed and shit. There's guys over there sending that to Japan and shit for facial for women for facial stuff and all.
Really?
Oh, definitely, yeah. But I mean, for the lamb, the Wicklow lamb. I mean, the beef, the this, the that. I mean, we've everything here. Like, do you know what I mean?
It's bizarre.
And you never hear someone actually saying. You only hear people like Richard Corrigan in other countries promoting how good the Irish stuff is. You never hear a fella from Ireland saying that this is the best stuff you can get.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's.
No, I know in England it was an agenda because they were trying to get people away from eating shit food for the last 15 years, and fair play to them for that. particularly like even that Saturday morning show, there'd be always big rise on it, and it was like the French were going the opposite direction. They were going backwards in regard to fast food and shit, and the English were trying to promote and push their own stuff, and that was what it was an agenda. We have the best, we have the best, we have the best, and that's fair enough. But they genuinely don't.
No, they couldn't.
Nothing, and it's for such a piece of land that was obviously stuck together at some stage, going back thousands of years.
Yeah,
the difference is unbelievable. Like,
but it's the level of importance that's put on it too. Like farmers here would be under unbelievable scrutiny.
Yeah, possibly. That's what. Well, you know more than I would.
Yeah, and it's even like if anybody who travelled during the foot and mouth thing that time, like when we had foot and mouth here, like Christ Almighty, you couldn't step into a premises.
I travelled that time.
There was fucking none of that in the UK.
Yeah.
It was because you see, their main industry is I think probably at the moment is probably producing war weapons, like, but it certainly isn't. The country here would have just fallen into the sea had agriculture gone down. We can't afford it.
I can't afford it.
Like my mother has like 6 hens at home. She has to have a license and a herd number. And and every one of those hens needs to be known about in case avian flu breaks out. A vet has to go around and kill all the chickens and burn them.
It's amazing.
It's just to shut it down at the
right, though. I mean,
it's 100% right.
1,000,000% right. You know what I mean?
Like you can't if you decided in the morning I'm going to raise my own pig. Fuck it, I'll raise a pig for 6 months and I'll get him killed. If you haven't got a herd number, no butcher worth its salt will touch it.
No, they won't touch it
because you just can't. You just fucking can't.
Well, even talking about the time we've shot a deer. Yeah. And I went to Darren's. He wouldn't let you do it. He wouldn't do it in the shop for me. You can't.
Oh no, of course. Well, fear of contamination.
No, he can't be home.
Yeah, and if he got caught,
no, he would just listen to the guy's $1,000,000%. But he can't be home and done it for me. And done it all. It showed me to do it now. Do you know what I mean? Like for future.
Yeah. Well, it's a thing that it's not for the sake of manliness or anything, but I do take great pleasure in the fact that I was the one that took the animals, like then brought it home, and then I break it down myself.
Yeah, that's great.
And it's just. There's a sense of accomplishment. You feel when you go to eat you know yourself, you go to eat your food and you're made the work that this. I have to spend 9 hours trudging through the shit to get after you. Like, you know,
doing something like that compared to sitting on Facebook for 4.5 hours.
But that's it. You can just click and food turns up. Yeah. There isn't a natural correlation between your.
Well, look, I can give out about a lot of people, but even like with this little thing in Lidl, they have them on where they get the little plant pots.
Oh yeah.
Great little idea.
Great idea.
It's just something simple. Like,
that's actually a fantastic.
I'm showing me 7-year-old now. Like now, he would be picky to an extent.
Yeah.
But he would eat certain foods. And he would eat a lot of them. Like he'll eat broccoli. That's it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's all he'll eat, but he'll eat a lot of it. But he might say, I don't want to try that. He'll eat mussels and stuff. He wouldn't eat cockles yesterday. Because he had them before.
Well, that's not too bad.
Where the old young fella would eat anything, give it to me, prawns,
just like a dustbin. Yeah.
He'd eat oysters raw, a lot, and I'd be into all the kind of the shellfish, weird food, not weird food, but like different food.
Why not?
But we grew up. We have a little garden now of these little pots all grown up with gherkins and stuff. Now, don't eat the leaves you can only see, but you have like a lot of herb range, and there he is now. Nibbling on them every day now.
Well, that's a great.
Oh, this is lemon balm, Dad. This is lovely, and it's just a little thing to show the kids that food isn't in the packet.
Connection, yeah.
There's something that grows in the ground. You know what I mean? And I had done it in my ma's house my ma's back garden about when the other young foot was of the same age. I cut out a little plot about 4 feet by 6 feet, say, and I planted a load of carrots and stuff and whatever. And my sister's kids would come in and say, "Well, you're having dinner." "Oh, I'm not eating that. That was grown in the garden." "Oh, I'll have that. That's Charlotte's food. Lovely, great." And it's just a little.
I'll tell you a good one. I was talking with a fellow. We were talking about this one day. The exact same thing. He was a taxi driver down in Cork, and where I was chatting. How I was talking to him. We were talking about this anyway, and I says, the nephew, I remember at the time, my mother, she would remind him 2 days of the week or something, and she purposely got back into all our stuff was pretty much grown in the backyard at home. But it was, she purposely got back into it because the grandchildren came on and she went, "You need to learn where a grub comes from."
Exactly,
and stuff. So I was explaining this. He said, "Geez, I used to have a little allotment, up the back of," because they were built up area. He used to have an allotment there. He says, "I grow the old carrots." And a taxi driver mate of mine, he says his daughter loves carrots. And when I was telling him about the carrots, he says, I dropped him up a yoke of carrots and to follow, because she'd eat every evening. Young one come in, she'd have the carrots, but to be pre-cut. These people dipping in hummus and shit, and
the battens.
Yeah, little fucking sticks of these things. And he gave up the carrots, and the following week he was chatting with his mate. He says, "Well, how did she get on? Did she enjoy the carrots?" She took one bite and just went, "They're too carroty." They're too carroty.
For the ones that they grew.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She couldn't hack them because they were blowing her senses.
Yeah,
there was too much for the system because she was like, those are too carroty carrots.
Yeah.
You're like, are you fucking
they're
joking?
Too naturally sweet.
Yeah.
You know,
the bland little stick of nothing that fuck knows it was probably grown in Israel. You know what I mean?
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
It's bizarre. Who will just? I suppose who would be your clients typically? I mean, it isn't. It's not exclusively for.
Where do you stay up here?
I'm in Enniskerry.
Why? I came across you one day as well. Actually, literally. So you know what Cork Street is?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the centre there, the centre in the corner where the
yes, yeah.
Well, I seen you there one day, not long after the demo or everything. No, again, it's just
we could have been. Oh yes, there was myself and a couple of other comedians had a writing room. There was office spaces across the way that you could rent by the week, and we were writing for a TV show across the way.
Well, if you're in that centre, so you're on the main thoroughfare there in Cork Street, which is main over the town, basically from all the Crumlin, Dublin, Tallaght, all that kind of area. Well, if you go left and you're heading around, you know the road that turns.
It curls around to the right. Yes, yeah.
So that's where I am.
Right.
So I'm there. So I'm in the middle of the Kiln Hospital and James's Hospital and Cork Street. All them office spaces are still not really taken up as such. They will be very soon.
That place is getting totally gentrified at the minute.
It's going to be part of the city centre in the next 10 years, but probably the next 5 years. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just there, like so. But the demographic is unbelievable.
So it's not just extreme fighters, you know what I mean?
No, Jesus, no.
Regular Joes can get.
Yeah. I mean, I've looked after. I'm a boxing fan. I'm not a huge UFC or MMA fan. So I'm a boxing fan. Me oldest young fella was a boxer when he was 6, 7, about 15. He was very, very good. Like so, and I got in and out with him. And my brother would be into kind of the grappling, the BJJ. But just a boxing fan. So. And it's just taking a bit of a rise now at the moment, the pro boxing. So I actually didn't know Luke personally until I sponsored him for the last fight. And Spike I didn't know personally, but I know Declan Garrity and Philip Sutcliffe and a few other lads, and I know all them personally. So it was a natural thing for me to, again, it's the Instagram and stuff and all. It ties in with it because it's kind of food for fighters. It's food for fuel. Yeah, do you know that kind of way? But I get the lads in with the t-shirts and the tans.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I promote myself. But I would say the demographic is everybody really. You'd have 5, 6 year olds coming in. Now, in fairness, I'd probably come in for a man thinking I have the overnight oats place, and then I'd get like kind of 50, 60 year old people in, like, do you know what I mean? Like, but and anywhere between. I'd get a lot of kind of business, kind of 25, 35 in that demographic. A lot of people, do you know what I mean?
Because I was looking at it going, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean, like there's the Herberton gym where I train. There's St. Catherine's gym where I play football, which is right beside me. Yeah. And then there's another couple of PT. There's a PT place right beside me as well. So there's a good mix. I mean, there's the Lewis stop, there's the bus, there's everywhere. Where I am, it's in a like kind of an industrial state, business park. Yeah. So it's not great footfall in regards of like it's not on the middle of Cork Street. People just go by and it's in their face. Yeah. You kind of have to know where it is a little bit to come to it. Do you know?
But it's easily gotten to though.
And it is easy to get into, but this was like, look, I was starting off a business, I hadn't got 50 grand or 100 grand to throw into it. I was like, it had to be cheap rent, it had to be accessible, it had to tick the boxes, which it did all ticks. But the diversity is unbelievable. I mean, I have a guy in there now, a man in there now, like, and he's about, I'd say he's on the verge of 45, 50, don't want to be stereotyping saying, giving away his age around. Yeah. But it took a little health scare for him to come in.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, now he wouldn't have even been a huge man, like, but he carried an awful lot of that high belly weight, the visceral fat, all around there. And he comes in every day and gets the meal plan, the daily meal plan, which is just like a large meal, a small meal, a soup, and a Greek yogurt. Right. He's down 2.5, 3 stone now, like, and I mean that's in about 3 months
from eating clean.
Just from eating clean, and he just walks. That's it. He's not out there pumping weights or playing football or stuff like. But he's just now. He had it to Lewis. In fairness,
but he'll eventually find his fine balance. Won't he? Like, you know what I mean?
Like to say he had the Lewis, it wasn't obese or anything. Yeah, he was just carrying the wrong areas. Do you know what I mean? But he's come off all his neck and stuff and all, and he just but his mentality now, he comes in now, he skips in. Brilliant. From when he came in first day.
That must be rewarding too, from your own point of view.
It is. And listen, that's just one guy, and I'm not trying to blow me own bleeding hole like that, but I've had so many people like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That have, like, I mean, I've had people that went from kind of big lads now, you know, but you know, kind of big boned lads like doing kind of what you call them. I wouldn't say bodybuilding. They are bodybuilding, but the physique competitions and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And it went from kind of like, you know, being about a stone, 2 stone overweight to like being in serious shape. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, they come in and they're smiling and they know what the story is because they know that like basically I've educated them on the food side of it, and they've went to PTs and guys that would know a lot more than me about the kind of training aspect of it, and then the other little aspects of it. Now, do you know what I mean? But they come in, they're like, yeah, you know, flying, great.
And you do a whole week for people too, because I was just looking at
we did a week.
Sweet Jesus, that is so handy.
Well, that was it. Like, I mean, that's how it started off originally. When I hadn't got the cafe, that was the idea. So you would ring me on Monday.
Yeah.
And say, look, can I start the field? And I say, look, what I do on a back week service. So I'll start next week, which that's okay. If you were in a certain area, I'd start on the Wednesday, say, and give you a half week's worth of
right.
Food. But I started off originally every day, delivery fresh. And it just became too much. It just wasn't plausible. So it's depending on what area you live in Dublin, it'd be twice or 3 times delivery. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'll come to you the day before you need the field. So you wake up on a Monday morning and you're like, I'm at the meeting with you the day before.
Yeah.
So you say, right, okay, I have my breakfast at home. I'm going to bring these 2 meals to work with me. I'm going to get back at 6, I'll have that meal. And then later on I'll have that meal. And that's
so handy.
And it's like the last thing I want to do like is take away dinner time. Take away the actual aspect of cooking with people. People like the education of people like learn to cook themselves, and that's why I'm doing the vlogs, the cooking tutorials, because I'm showing people. I'm not trying to hide what me secrets and shit.
Yeah.
I've shown people how to do brown rice. I've shown people how to do broccoli in bulk. I've shown people how to do the scrambled eggs, the omelets, all that kind of stuff. I've shown people how to lay out chicken in regard of like a whole tray of chicken, lay it out easy so you have a 3 or 4 day plan even between 2 years. Like, so you say if you look at your missus, like you look at the vlog, you can see how to kind of meal prep. So if you have your dinner, there's nothing worse than having a big huge dinner on a Sunday, is there?
No.
Wake up Monday and say, there's no fucking food left.
Yeah.
And you have to go and do it all again. If you can make it in a way that, right, well, rather than doing, say, a chicken fillet each, we'll do 3 chicken fillets each. So the next day I can turn that chicken fillet into a salad and that one into a dinner. So if you can't cook all the time. So that's what I'm saying. So even when I have the people on the field, I'm saying, look, listen, even people that aren't on the field, I've always done this from the very start. If you have any questions to me, post them up on the page and don't ask me directly in a message because I want other people to know as well.
Yeah, to benefit from it. That's actually, because that's really, because people, it's like I suppose anything really. I mean, if you might be able to read from a book how to dismantle a car. Yeah. But if a fellow was able to show you the handy tricks to dismantling that car,
of course,
you know, which you have, you're the mechanic, food mechanic, because it can be daunting, like, can't it?
Definitely, but so much down to organisation.
Yes,
even at home. I mean, like, if you're not washing as you're going and doing your stuff, all of a sudden you turn and you're like, oh, what the fuck?
Stop.
Do you know, I remember from being a kid when I started, do you know what I mean? Like, it's
like,
I'm going to do this now, you're mad walking. What are you bleeding doing?
Shit everywhere,
upside down, you know? But that's why I always say, I have that little a little thing as well called #RealFoodRevolution. It's just like, I'm not brilliant on the Facebook thing, but it's just a little thing where I can post up stuff and all, and there's about 100 members or something like that, and they can just say like, Charlo, you know, I'm after trying to do this and I can't get it, and I'll just say, look, there you go, and like, I mean, if 20 people are thinking that question and only one asks it, and the 20 people see the little thing.
Of course, yeah.
You know, it's good. Like,
well, I'll put all these descriptions of anything. I'll get them off you, and I'll obviously link to your website and everything, and links to your Insta, all in the descriptions of this too. So at least people can go, lovely. Yeah. Because it's handy. People listen to the podcast and then they just scroll up, bang, there he is. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's it's been a fantastic pleasure. Thank you very, very... Charlo.
Charles. I'm too old for Charles.
What point...
I refer to myself.
What point does it... Because I was Tommy when I was a young fella, and then all of a sudden I went, no, it's Tom.
No, everyone's like, oh, you open Charles today, get the food. It's hard to refer to myself as something different.
Brilliant stuff. Cheers, brother.